Welcome, ladies and jamsters, to another edition of the Suns Jam Session Podcast. Was this the best win of the year, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers? When the season's winding down and you're hosting the NBA's best team, while you're down three key rotation players, only to utterly dismantle their fully healthy squad, isn't it fair to call it what it was? A statement, a defining moment. Maybe the win of the season. On Friday night, the Phoenix Suns played with beauty, grit, and an undeniable edge. They crashed the boards despite missing both their top centers. They locked in defensively, moving as one, their growing chemistry evident with every possession. Confidence is brewing in Phoenix. It's been a long road, and the path ahead remains rugged and uncertain. But lately, this team has been playing an inspired, relentless brand of basketball. One that, if nothing else, deserves to be felt, appreciated, and savored night by night. So savor it we shall. Matthew, this one was fun.
It was, and I called it. I called it, man. My girlfriend, I said, we're going to win this game. I told you the last game I went to, I'm like, something has changed with this team. Look, I know Cleveland right now, they probably took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit, just because they are where they are. They're the number one team in the East. They'll probably be the number one seed. So they're not going to take things too seriously with about 12 or 11 games to go. But this team, then the Suns, is just different. And I knew the fact that you just had the Cavs team that's right there, and they're just kind of like, whatever. And now the Suns are like, they're finding something within themselves. This is a team that's going to win a few more games than we expected to end the season.
It reminds me of a couple seasons ago when the Suns won 64 games. And remember the last 15 games, they really took their foot off the gas. And, it was frustrating because, God, you want to hit your stride going into the playoffs. Yeah. So I can understand where Cleveland's coming from. This is 4 games lost in a row for the first time this season for them. This is a team that's had a 15-game win streak this season. Twice. This is not a bad basketball team. But they were fully healthy tonight. And the Suns were just better. And maybe it's that mental edge. They're missing just that mental enough edge to let Phoenix in. But I think Phoenix won this more than Cleveland lost it. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think, listen, the schedule coming up looks tough. It does. But the fact that the Suns are coming into these games, even the last 2 against the Bulls and the Raptors, where their teams are bottom feeders, they just are playing right now like they are the best team in the league. That's the way they're playing, and they have to keep that mentality the whole 48 minutes. And even when it's let up a little bit, you have Booker over there screaming at these players. Like, there's accountability on this team right now. And if you're at the games, thank God we're getting our money's worth now. You can just feel that energy from this team. And I'm not saying they're going to win anything this year at all, but it's a great way to close the season out because now we're watching these games against competitive teams. The Suns are going to show up for sure.
Exactly. That's the key. And that's why I say savor these moments. We know that the road ahead's tough. And even if we can somehow make the play-in, which it seems we're trending that way, but make the 8th seed in the playoffs, we get Oklahoma City, which isn't the best match. That's the best team, potentially in the league right now. So, it's not great, but enjoy tonight. That's what I'm asking. Melissa Moore comments in the chat. She says, just tuning in, you guys, and I could cry. I know it's just a win, but it was a win against the Cavs. I couldn't tell you the last time I enjoyed watching an entire Suns game, and I totally did tonight. I'm so with that vibe tonight. I'm so appreciative of the way that the Suns played and have been playing up to this point. So enjoy this one, Suns fan. We're going to break down all the different aspects of this game, who did well, what opportunities exist, and, of course, we're going to do it with a glass of wine. What's this?
Yeah, you got some wine?
What's this? I got some Zinfandel here. Let me pour that. I was thinking about the other night when you were drinking wine. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah, 2 Cavs pods in a row.
Yeah. Are you drinking wine?
I drink a little bit of vodka and water, and
two Cavs
I have to give it to you, man. You changed the graphics, and as soon as we started doing that, this team was different. So here we go.
So cheers. Drink them if you got them, Suns fans. Let's talk about this win over the Cavs.
podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.
Jamsters, it's a 123-112 victory over the league's best team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were 56-9 a week ago, or 56-10, and now they're 56-14. The Suns now move to 34-37 and are holding strong there in the 10th overall seed. But it brings me my first question.
Matthew, I've got to ask.
Matthew, I got to ask, are the Suns hitting their stride at the right time of the season?
They are. As the rest of the league kind of just settles down a little bit, the Suns are the one team you can really think of that are going to find their stride. I think if the Mavericks had Anthony Davis coming back with Kyrie, then maybe that's another team to look out for. Sacramento Kings, they know they don't have enough. But the Suns team right now, they know they have the guys on paper, and Kevin Durant and Booker. And now that they're kind of standing up and being the true leaders on this team, they're showing what it's like to kind of hit at the right moment, right? And I don't know how much it plays into the NBA, but I know in baseball, right, getting to the playoffs, it's always a team that in like the last 20 games or so really find their stride and their momentum where they can go into the playoffs and get to the championship. It's a little bit more difficult here in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
But you could just tell right now that the Suns are like, listen, like we're going to have a stretch that's going to be tough. But if we come out and we actually do like just play the defense, make sure that we're up to the competition every game, then we're going to make sure that, hey, we're going to make it a competition every game. And we might blow these teams out, which they have been in the last 3 games.
Yeah, again, big picture, it's unbelievably hard for the Suns to attempt to accomplish winning a championship this year, right? I mean, I think the lowest seed to ever win a championship was a 6th seed. I think it happened twice. It was the Houston Rockets in 94-95, a team that beat the number 1 overall seed, Phoenix Suns, en route to their championship. And then I also believe it was the New York Knicks in, I want to say 1999. Or that doesn't sound right. The Knicks didn't win. The Spurs, they beat the Knicks.
They beat the Knicks. Yeah, Westbury Wall, right?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You're right. No, the Spurs played the Knicks in the finals.
Yeah, right? But the Spurs won.
Yeah,
or the Knicks, but the Knicks made the finals. They were the only other team to make the finals as a 6th seed. So I think only one 6 seed has ever won the finals. So there is a huge gauntlet that lies before us. Much like if you're playing Mortal Kombat and you go to the expert level and it's just got the levels of different competition. To get through to get to Goro.
Goron? Is it Goron or Goro?
Goro, who's got the 6 arms or whatever.
6 arms, yeah.
Like you play him, and you're like, dude, I fucking beat him. And then you got Shang Tsung, and you're like, God damn it, this guy morphs into everybody and has all of his abilities. This is bullshit. Like that's what the Suns face, But in the same token, we have to appreciate what happened tonight. And what happened tonight was playing again the best team in the NBA and playing them well throughout the entire game. And it's something that, I mean, I don't know where to start. I don't know who to start with. I guess like with all this positivity, it feels weird. So I guess I'll just ask you a simple question, Matthew. When was it over? All right, before you answer when it was over, when was it over? When it was over. Cheers. This is the end of the bottle of wine right here.
Oh my God. Did you pop that thing open?
I popped it when tip-off happened. And I was like, you know what? We're playing the best team in the NBA. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the vibes right now.
Great too,
it's a Friday night. It's been a long work week. You know how it is. It's like one of those work weeks where it feels like you're just constantly in a perpetual Thursday. And then finally, like Friday happens, and like I was working all the way till 5, and then like I get in the car to drive home, and then I have to talk about this Suns team because I was on with Rooster and 1060 AM radio, the Sports Zoo. So I'm like, I just got to get home. Once I got here, I'm just like, dude, I'm popping a bottle of wine, gonna relax. I'm gonna watch the Suns play the Cavs. And then they won, so I'm really enjoying this. But Seth Logan Hopkins, who's one of our loyal Jamsters, always in the chat all season long, $9.99 in the super chat on YouTube. So thank you ever so much, Seth, not only for this donation but your continual support. And he says, "This is what I loved. The young guys played hard. Did not play scared. Did not defer to Katie and Book. Can we make noise if teams can't scout our nobodies? Maybe, and that's a fair point. So." We'll come back to the, can they scout our nobodies? But when was this game over to you, Matthew?
Well, I thought the Suns would win this game. And it just comes down to the Cavaliers not caring, like I said before. But I seriously thought from the tip, this team, the first 3 shots were threes. They missed all of them. But I'll tell you what, dude, I loved all of them. I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Back in the past, as the season was obviously just miserable.
Back in the past, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That is the past, though.
It is.
And I wanted to hopefully
this game is technically in the past.
Yeah, exactly. But this last 3 hours has been fantastic. But the fact that the Suns come out and miss 3 shots in the past, I'd be like, haha, like I don't want to admit this, but I used to make fun of the Suns. Like, you guys fucking suck. Like, what are you doing right there? But this game, I'm just telling you, there's a difference. It's like those threes that they missed, I'm like, the Suns are still going to win this game. Like, there's just an actual energy and just the body language out there when they're shooting those threes. I know Jamster's like, just shut the fuck, Matthew. Shut the fuck up.
Matthew.
There's something there. There's something there where it's like, I just know if they miss this and give up a 3 on the other end, they're going to rebound, or they're going to rebound in a way of just matching that 3, getting back to it, making sure the Suns fans don't have to stand for another 2 minutes. Like, there's just something else when the tip off. Usually I would say the tip off, the Suns lost. I knew this game was over there from tip off, but this time from tip off, I knew the Suns would win. It's something different. I can't explain it. It's kind of like, being abducted by an alien or something. You just can't explain what the fuck happened, right?
And like your butt hurts. I mean, technically, if you were to define when this game was over, you'd probably say the second quarter when the Suns outscored the Cavaliers 27-17, or maybe it was the third quarter when the Suns came out and outscored them 36-28. And I think that is valid, especially that third quarter, because we're feeling good at the half. Suns go into the locker room. They're up 62-51, looking good. But we've seen this team throughout the season, and we know that how they respond in the third quarter is going to define ultimately whether they win or lose. But I got another kind of turn here on when I feel this game was over.
And she said, you're not the only one, but you're the best, Bradley. Boom.
Bradley Beal didn't play again tonight.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal has been a productive member of this team on and off this season because he's been an on and off player this season. But it brings me to a question, Matthew.
You know what time it is.
Trivia time.
There's been 15 games this season in which Devin Booker and Kevin Durant have played without Bradley Beal. What's their record in those games?
It's 11-4.
Close, very close. It's
12-3. Yeah, I was going to say 12-3 because they won the last 3 without him, and before they were 9-3, right?
This team is 12-3 when Devin Booker and Kevin Durant play, and Bradley Beal doesn't. Now, that's obviously not why they won the game tonight. They won the game tonight because players like Colin Gillespie, Oso Ighodaro, Ryan Dunn, guys who we'll all talk about later, the young guys, the hustle guys, the grit guys, played very, very well tonight. But it shows you one of the reasons why I've been saying over and over again for quite some time now that when this offseason comes, you have to, by hook or by crook, you have to move off of the Bradley Beal deal. Because late in this game, when it was getting tight, I think Cleveland got it down to about 7 points. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a Kevin Durant jumper, an unbelievably hard possession. It was not an easy shot that Kevin Durant took. And that's what like kind of clinched the deal. So you need that kind of elite shot making. You don't need Devin Booker, who's an elite shot maker, and a bunch of guys who just don't know how to make that shot or have the balls to make that shot late in the game. You need both of them. And it's the Bradley Beal. Like, if you could take Bradley Beal and disperse him into more culture guys like we're seeing come off the bench right now, these young, hungry, athletic guys, get a couple draft picks, let James Jones, potentially if he's still around, make more key acquisitions in the draft. Good things, great things can potentially happen. He just doesn't fit in Phoenix. He hasn't fit in Phoenix. And tonight was yet another personification, in my opinion, in why Bradley Beal should be gone next season.
Yeah, I mean, it can come down to like, hey, Booker scored 40 points last night. Durant has it this night. Like, those guys can go back and forth and be like, this is my game. I'm feeling it. And then, oh, wait, tonight's my game. I'm feeling it, so that I can go for 40. because everyone else around them does everything else they need to be done, right? That
Mhm.
young athletic energy. And when it comes down to the last 2 or 3 minutes, who can you trust with the ball? For
You need
me,
both
it's
of
gonna
them.
both of them, yes.
You
But
need both of
Booker,
them.
you did need both of them, but you can see how Booker is the guy to handle the ball.
But Katie was tonight. You need
Yeah.
both of them. Like Booker was against the Bulls, and when Booker's not having a great night like he was, you got KD. And everyone keeps thinking about that. Well, we'll just get rid of KD this offseason because that's what the natural progression of
Yeah.
things is going to be. And it shouldn't be, in my opinion. And
No,
I've
exactly,
been beating this drum for a while, and I'll continue to beat it into the offseason.
Well, I think everyone's just so confused with the whole situation of like who fits, who doesn't fit. And you throw that record out there of 50 or
12 and 3.
12 and 3. And it's like, okay, well, it makes sense. Yeah, of course, with Beal missing, because you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about him bringing the ball up or giving him his point guard minutes because it doesn't make sense. It's never made sense, but it's been forced. So once you stop forcing that, and you have a guy in Colin Gillespie who can be counted on 3 games in a row as your starting point guard to make decisions, to hold the ball, not turn the ball over. And then at the end of the game, when you're up by 10 or 12, you count on your guys and Kevin Durant and Booker to finish the game. That is exactly how we wanted the whole season to turn out this way, where it's like
how it's supposed to
we
be
can get the lead
designed.
and have a like everyone. I saw a few chats in here where they were talking about, well, the ball kept going in. It's like it goes in because we have the guys on paper to hit those shots, but it's also because our offense is playing so well where they're running the offense and they can come down to plays where we do have ISO moments with KD and Booker where everything goes in because everything's going your way. You have the momentum of the whole game. So before the Suns, like the shots that they were throwing up there were so it was dealt with a lot of anxiety. Like every shot, like to even sit the crowd down at the beginning of the game, it's like, fuck, can you just make this shot to sit them down? You know what I mean? Like everything there's a lot of expectations on every shot. Now it's a team that plays as one, and there's not a whole lot of expectations because we're the 10th seed. We have nothing else to lose right now with this team, and they can play as hard as they want. They can make the mistakes, but then they realize like, hey, we're not going to make the mistakes because we have the right guys in the right situations in the right positions to go through and have executed plays that lead to really great plays on the defensive end as well. Like it just all is combined into one big, absolute fucking orgasmic situation here.
Well, and I'll counter that with I've never had a challenge with this offense. And you look at the offensive numbers this season, and the Suns have been above average the entire season. That hasn't been the issue. You're talking about the front end of the game, and I know what it's like to be in the arena because for those of you who haven't been in the arena, they do the whole stand until the Suns score shit. And sometimes you're standing for like 5 minutes and you're like, geez, get off the fucking schneid.
My hand on my beer. Yeah, it's getting warm.
Exactly. It's like, I want to put this thing down in the holder, but like, I got to bend over. It's a thing. What if somebody sees my butt crack behind me? Are they going to be talking about it?
Always a butt crack. Was that a draft?
Always a butt crack. Yeah. But at the same time, it's the end, because of that, because of the inability to kind of jumpstart offensively, they've played from behind a lot. And I wish there was a stat I could just look up on NBA.com and see time of possession and see like how long the Suns have been a team that's been trailing this season. But that being said, offensively has never been an issue with this team. It's been the defense. It's been the constant and consistent poor defensive effort, execution, communication. And those are things that have been corrected recently. And you talk about like Colin Gillespie, for example, who I got to make a drop for him. I'll admit it, Jamsters. Like he's earned one, with his play of late. And guess what? The Suns have a weekend off, which is nice. Yeah. So I'll probably come up with one.
Calling all angels? Sorry.
Ooh.
Could it be like calling all angels?
Dude, that's not bad. That's not bad.
All right.
Maybe with a beat behind it because I don't want to get copyrighted. But okay, I already like it. I like it right there.
Sorry.
But offensively, I've never had a challenge with this team. We haven't been in a ton of situations in which this team down the stretch has been playing at a level where it's competitive. That's been the issue with Phoenix. You take a look at their clutch time numbers this year, and from a winning percentage standpoint, where do they fall? Let's see. They're 11th in the league. They're 20-17. That's only 37 games this season out of now 71 that they've actually had clutch time moments. So they're a good late team, but they just have to get there. And that's what was great about tonight is the team, and recently, this team has been able to get there because of the effort on the defensive end, because of their effort on the glass. I mean, They were down Mason Plumlee and Nick Richards, and they had Oso Ighodaro starting against Jarrett Allen, and they competed tonight. And I think that is something that we should talk about momentarily, but I have to start off by talking about Kevin Durant.
Who the heck are you?
I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Y'all know who I am.
Did anybody see a sniper? Did anybody see anything?
I'm one of the best players to ever play the game.
I'll tell you who saw a fucking sniper tonight. It was the Cleveland goddamn Cavaliers, man. 17 of 29 from the field, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc, 42 points by Kevin Durant. He had 8 assists. He had 6 rebounds, only 3 turnovers. He had a block shot as well. Kevin Durant played beautiful basketball, efficient basketball tonight. And also, his most assists in a quarter, he had 6 assists in the first quarter. He was 4 of 7 from the field for 8 points, and he had 6 assists in the first quarter. What did you see from KD tonight, Matthew? And know that Maya B is in the chat. She says, just to let yo ass know, Maddie, I'm here, and I don't want to hear no BS about my goat.
All right, Kevin. I know that's you. So thanks for watching the show every game. Okay, so Kevin Durant tonight, the 13 points in the first half. We need another guy to obviously step up in the end. He definitely did. But let me ask you, Jamsters out there, because I feel like the 29 shot attempts, did you notice that until you looked at the box score after the game? Because I didn't. And you know why?
It's because easy 42.
Because what you're saying earlier, where this team has to have these teams, the opposing team, in such a hole to where Kevin Durant and Booker can come out and just close with big shots, the ISO difficult looking shots, but they're going in because there's not anxiety on every fucking shot. Like that's what I was saying earlier. It was like every shot we like held on tight. Like, come on, it has to go in. This game's over. Now it's like they can just play their game. They're like, I can get into that, draw fouls in the jump shot, which Katie was trying to do all night long. Didn't get a lot of the calls, but that's his game. It's just to close it out with those difficult shots, making sure that, hey, he has the mismatches. He can get to the rim at times, but also just settle in for those mid ranges, drawing the fouls, getting to the line, slowing the game down. Because that's what you want from this team. And we just haven't seen it all season long because, unless it was earlier in the season, but even those were close games. But it's just because there was so much hung on every shot that was taken offensively where you couldn't rely on the defense. But also it was the fact of like, there's too much of it going around the guys where it was just too much focus of like kind of wasted time. And it was, a lot of that was maybe Nurkic too, but also like you said, mentioned earlier, it was Bradley Beal. So now they have all that time of like, hey, we can get some decent shots from our stars. We only have 2 of them now. Let's just make sure that everything else is flowing. These guys will make sure to maneuver the offense, make the right play, dish off the assists when needed. But it just, the game makes more sense to these guys. And, you know, whatever happened behind the scenes before the Raptors game, I don't know what happened, but it just kind of reminds me of like, kind of like, I don't know, just maybe, you know, Succession, like the one episode with Boris on the floor. It's like all of a sudden you go into this dinner and all of a sudden these guys are on the fucking floor and you're like, they're like eating off the floor and stuff like that. I'm just saying, I feel like maybe that's the way the season started, where we had these rookies and stuff eating off the floor from Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And now we're all eating at the dinner table together.
No, I love the analogy. I love the attempt to try to land the plane, but it comes down to Budenholzer, in all honesty, because Budenholzer's refusal to play Oso Ighodaro for like 2 months and Ryan Dunn for the first month of the season was absolutely abhorrent, because those are the type of players that you put around both Devin Booker and Kevin Durant to make them more effective, because Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are fucking all-stars. They're all NBA players and they're really, really good. But you need ancillary players who have energy that not only can do the little things on the fringes that make you successful, but also Kevin Durant and Devin Booker feed off the energy. They feed off of an Oso Ighodaro dunk. They feed off of a Ryan Dunn offensive rebound putback. You know, they feed off of a Colin Gillespie disruptive rebound. So all of those combined is something that allows the team and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to be the best versions of themselves. And it goes beyond this Toronto game. This team's been doing this for a couple weeks.
Ooh, dang, stat me.
In the past 2 weeks, the Suns are 5th in points off turnovers, 20.3. 1st in not allowing second chance points. 1st in three-point shooting. 2nd in field goal percentage. 2nd in offensive rating. 9th in net rating. And 2nd in rebound percentage. something has changed. And maybe to your point, maybe it's a boars on the floor kind of moment, a succession moment where KD, Devin Booker, they left Budenholzer probably out of the locker room. Maybe he was the boar. They had him on the ground and they were having him squeal. But something changed with this team, and we've noticed that for the past few weeks since I think March 6th, I think is when I ran that data from, because March 6th was this little micro turning point, and I'd have to look up the schedule. I'm extremely intoxicated right now, so I'm
Me too, man.
But what's happened is Kevin Durant is playing within the confines of his of how he's successful. The Suns don't have to put a ton of pressure on him to just carry the team, and he carried the team tonight. That's the beauty of it. He had 6 assists in the first half, and I know that the KD stands might not always like it, but when I say something like this, but when he's setting everybody else up on the team, guess what? This team gets better. Guess why? Because the opposing defenses have to start. Every time I hit the fucking I'm pounding my fucking desk tonight. It keeps moving my camera. I gotta stop. I gotta stop pounding it. But every time that somebody that Kevin Durant is setting up hits a shot or makes a productive play, the defense has to account for that. And when the defense has to start accounting for that, they have to account just a little bit less for Kevin Durant. And that's exactly what happened in this game. In the first half, as you mentioned, 13 points. Okay? Nothing crazy from KD in that first half. He had 13 points, right? He had a total of 7 assists, 13 and 7. And in the second half, because of that, he comes out and he goes for 29 points. He only has 1 assist in the second half. That's beautiful. That's exactly how you win.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Durant inflicts his will upon the opposition, and they have to adjust to it at halftime. Kenny Atkinson sitting there is like, well, fucking Kevin Durant got me fired in Cleveland here, as you can see, or in Brooklyn, as you can see. So we should we should start guarding, I guess, this fucking Colin Gillespie. We got to start guarding him. Ryan Dune, Timothy Chalamet. Where's Zendaya? I guess we got to guard him too. And they start doing that, and then it opens up the game for Kevin Durant. That's exactly how you want it to happen, my friend.
No, it is. And I really think, though, too, okay, I'm going to look into the future a little bit where we're sitting there. Maybe we can do one of those live pods from the Mexican food place when we play a play-in game.
We might have to, because before the season's over, Gavin's coming to town, Aussie Suns fan. So we might have to do. I think it's against the Spurs or Sacramento. Okay. It's like a Sunday against the Kings or something. He's in town, so we might do a live show then.
Yeah, we definitely should. I'm just saying this right now. So I love this attitude that the Suns have, the effort, all of that. But it's like the perfect situation where two worlds are colliding, where these teams right now are just kind of we're done with the season. This is why we kind of make the counter with Adam Silver of like ending the season earlier, not playing the full 82 games, because we have a wasted 12 to 16 games where teams either don't give a fuck, they're tanking, or they're just kind of comfortable where they're at. But I'm just saying the Suns are like in the perfect world right now where they're taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage of it.
Now, that being said, Matthew, before you go too far down this alley, okay?
Yeah.
Before you go too far down it, like I said at the front end of the pod, let's just enjoy this podcast, because we play the Bucks next and we play Boston next, and both of those teams don't fall into that alley that you're talking about.
Okay.
And we're really going to learn a lot about the Suns when we play those teams. So I get what you're saying, and that's why I preface this podcast. It's like, hey, maybe Cleveland didn't give a shit, but let's just enjoy it.
Yeah, I could see the Bucks being more competitive, but I think the Suns can actually edge the Bucks because of the momentum they have. So
good.
When you look out east, I mean, the Bucks are one of those teams where like teeter-tottering. You just don't know who they are. They're kind of like the Wolves, like they're just kind of night and day every other game. The fact that they'll go in against the Boston Celtics, who have looked like a team that didn't give a fuck either. They're actually going to play, but they're going to be a second seed for sure. But I just think that the Suns right now, they're looking at something that's like, hey, we're going to give our fans a lot of hope. And I'm just saying, when the playoffs start, this energy is going to be there.
Yeah, and we'll lose. Like,
another step up. It's like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just enjoy the fact that below us on the screen it says 123 to 112 against the best team in the NBA tonight. Because, like, for example, I was on the show with Rooster today, and he asked that, like, what happens if we beat this Cavs team? Like, should we get our hopes up? I'm like, we can enjoy it, man. Like, holy shit. Like, we're returning.
Well, this is
all this is to get the A seed so we can get our asses kicked by OKC.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get the end game. But for one night in March, the first day of spring, right? Is today the first day of spring or is tomorrow? I don't know how the fucking calendar works. I know pretty close. We're at the spring equinox.
I don't know.
You know, but at the
Is
same
rabbit
time,
out of
like,
the hat? Or what happens?
Let's
It comes out and sees a shadow.
No, dude, that's February 2nd.
Oh, sorry.
God, something happened on February 2nd too.
But
what happened on February 2nd? As it pertains to the Suns, like, I swear something happened. February 2nd, did we play a game?
Not
Nope.
sure, man.
No, we lost to the Blazers before and after February 2nd.
Know,
Reminder, we lost to the Blazers.
But what I was saying earlier, I was
chasing us?
mentioning like 6 games ago on the pod, and I was really mentioning, I'm like, hey, listen, like the rest of the season, the Suns are going to give us something to feed on. Like, we're going to be hungry for more next season because of what we saw at the end of the season. So all I was saying was you got to be careful in what you wish for with this Kevin Durant and Devin Booker thing and how much you really want it next season. Okay, so just remember, just really quick, remember where you were 4 games ago with this team. And then remember where you now just think of like
4 games ago, we just beat the shit out of the Kings. That was fantastic. It was the Lakers game that sucked.
What are you talking about?
Kings, Lakers,
Okay,
Bulls.
so let's go back 8 games where you really
Okay.
But even before then, before the Raptors game, even that first quarter, it's like the same old Sun shit. There was a different energy. It wasn't the same energy. There were closer games, even against the Rockets and stuff. Like, those were close games. The Memphis game, we could have won. That was a game we could have won, but it seemed like the same Suns team where you're just kind of like, fuck it, they're gonna blow it in the end. But this is a different energy. All I'm saying is it's something that they're gonna give us that we really want heading into next year. But I'm just saying,
but here's the difference between like,
just be careful.
I'm with you. And
Yeah.
for one night, I'm going to be excited. Like, I'm a realist. I'm right there with you. And what you're doing is you're being a realist. And I completely agree with you. Trust me, I'm there. But like, the difference between this and Memphis, and remember, we lost to Memphis by 2 points.
Yeah.
Do you know who played 27 seconds in that game?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Ryan Dunn played 27 seconds against Memphis. Oso Ighodaro didn't play. Cody Martin didn't play. Colin Gillespie, 12 minutes, 53 seconds, 0 of 4 from the field. You know, those are the things. Like, what's the pivot? What's the pivot? Why is this team been playing better? Oso and Ryan Dunn have been playing absolutely beautiful basketball.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Oso Ighodaro. You remember Suck My Jock, which is probably my favorite drop of all time? Oso's got the best drop this season. But you look at tonight, Oso Ighodaro and Ryan Dunn both get the start. Oso only plays, a total of, he played a shit ton of minutes, man. He played 44 minutes. You know why? You know, exactly. You're not playing Bol at the 5 against Jared Allen.
No.
He goes 3 of 7 from the field. He has 6 points. He has 3 turnovers. He has 2 personal fouls. He has 4 assists. He has 13 rebounds. Oso Ighodaro looked fantastic tonight. Ryan Dunn, 26 total minutes, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. He has 10 points. He has 9 total rebounds, and 3 of those came on the offensive end, and he had a steal and a block shot as well. The rookies are making a fucking impact. That's why when we look back in the season, I know the narratives. I know what I'm going to be typing away on Bright Side of the Sun after the season. Fucking Mike Budenholzer should have played Oso and Ryan Dunn more during January and February. That's exactly what I'll be saying, Matthew. Wouldn't you?
No, because listen, because it starts with Booker. The way that he's been playing in his leadership, it carries over to everybody. And I know,
but if they're not on the court, how's he supposed to lead people who aren't on the fucking court?
No, listen.
Like he's
we
not
were
coaching.
talking about. I know, but we were talking about the dunks and like how it feeds to Booker and
I'm talking about them just playing there and doing the ancillary things to make this team successful. You need fringe players to be successful.
Incredible. But I'm telling you, man, when I went to that game, there's something different about Booker, and I'm just saying.
I'm not
15
saying
years,
that's not wrong.
No, I don't know. I know, but like I'm just saying, like this.
But it's also not
these
right.
These guys have been playing hard, and they've been playing great. this season off and on. They haven't gotten minutes.
But they haven't been
now,
playing.
But now they have guys that are leaders, and Devin Booker, who, like I said earlier, like go back 4 games ago, or even 6 or 8 games.
Yeah, 8 games they didn't play.
Huh?
8 games ago they didn't play.
I know, but we didn't see Booker as a leader. I'm saying right now,
because Booker, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But like Booker has guys around him like Tyus Jones who can't fucking defend. He's out there trying to play offensive basketball and hoping that guys around him can support him. And they literally physically can't.
I understand, but if you go back to those other games, we were seriously out. I was out on Booker. I was like,
I know you were.
Yeah. I was, because this was not the Booker I wanted or I've seen. I have not recognized him from this year to like even last year or the year before that. It was not the same Booker. I'm telling you, something happened in the locker room where Booker's taken over this team. Where I'm telling you, like, something's been said, like, hey, either you play hard or you're off this fucking team next year. Like, this is my city. I'm telling you right now, we're going to play as hard as I want you guys to play.
But how do you go to somebody and say, I need you to play fucking hard, and they don't play?
Because he wasn't the guy doing it. I really think they kind of they maneuvered the whole franchise to Kevin Durant in his favor in a way, to where it was kind of like,
your conspiracy.
I'm just saying, like, we're trying to make these guys happy and stuff. But I'm just
like,
telling
have you ever been on a project team?
Yeah, and I don't do the work.
Okay, so you're Tyus Jones then. Like, there's a Devin Booker. There's a guy who's a genius on your team, and he wants so bad to be successful, but like he has to do all the work. And guess what happens when you have to do all the work on a project team, right? And you're on a 6-month project. By month 4, you're fucking tired. You're like, Jesus Christ, I have to carry these guys every night. And I feel like that's Devin Booker and Kevin Durant offensively. They're trying to carry this team offensively night after night. And guess what? There's 2 sides to every fucking basketball game. There's defense too. They're like, and they go to the project team and they're like, listen, dude, I'm gonna do the heavy lifting. Every time we have to do a Zoom meeting, I'm gonna be the one who facilitates that. Okay, I'm the scrum master. If you're an agile scrum methodology, right? I'm gonna be the scrum master. I just need you to do your part. I just need you to insert the lines of code and submit them appropriately in Bitbucket, right? And your team's not doing that, and so you're stuck in this world by about month 4, month 5. In this case, it's like month 6 in the NBA season. You're just fucking tired of it. And guess what? It's because the guys on your team just don't give a shit. So now you have some give a shit guys playing alongside Devin Booker. So to your point, like, he looks better. Kevin Durant looks better because this team is grabbing more offensive rebounds. They're grabbing more. They're creating more second chance opportunities. There was a great play at the back end of this game where there was a missed shot by Kevin Durant, and then Oso Ighodaro taps it right back over to Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant sinks like a 6-footer. And that didn't happen 8 games ago because Oso Ighodaro wasn't in there to do it. Mason Plumlee's like in there. He's not boxing out appropriately. He doesn't have the offensive skill set to do so. So it's hard in that world to fully put it on just like Devin Booker just said, locker room, we change. And there was, damn it.
I'll stick with that. And Michael Kolb says Matthew is a little off tonight. Skip it, Matthew, because Book doesn't even look at anybody on the bench. So going to the game, when I went to the Toronto bench, he does. He talks to Gillespie. He talks to all the young guys. When it was an actual, for the first time forever, a game that was a blowout and you have garbage time, he was next to Book, talking to him, soaking up as much as he could. So I really read into that stuff. All I'm saying is
you're not wrong too.
Booker's in a situation right now where he's like, hey, you guys try to trade KD. I'm the face of the franchise. We have to start doing things my way. And I'm saying they didn't get Jimmy Butler, but there was a whole lot of Jimmy Butler in that dude right now. There's a whole lot of fucking Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker. His stats tonight, 17 points, 10 assists, the 1 turnover. This guy is playing. He's playing at an unreal level where he comes in, he hits that big 3 at the end of the game, makes that oh my God, that pass to Kevin Durant to end the game where it's like, how the fuck did you get that cross court to him for Kevin Durant to hit that icing 3? That was something that's like, you need that to end games. That's why I said earlier that I was like, you have to go to Booker at the end of games right now because he's going to make the right decision. He is just, I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to get off of this. I really just think it starts and ends with Devin
I don't
Booker.
disagree with aspects of what you're saying, but I'm also saying, like, in a team environment, it's just not one guy being like, I'm Jimmy Butler today. That he has to have support around him. And I feel like that support is coming in Ryan Dunn and the way that he's been playing, man. I mean, Ryan Dunn, it's gotten to the point for me where I have to ask this question. Okay. And this is a serious question. I don't know what the answer is yet. I honestly don't know what the answer is yet, but I'll ask you this. Do you trade him this offseason if it means getting off the Beal contract? Like, to your point, 8 games ago when he's not getting playing time, not making an impact, I say yes, do whatever you do to get off the Beal contract. But I see him in the way that he's playing, and I think of, and this is going to suck for all Suns fans, right? We see Tumani Kamara in Portland and what he's doing and the impact he's making. And we're like, dude, we can't get red and done because we can't let another Tumani Kamara go, even if it means keeping Beal next season. And I don't know the answer. Like, I can't tell you right now in this moment what the answer to that question is. Do you have a definitive answer? Or is this one of those things where you're just like, talk to me in 2 months, like when we have to actually fucking answer this shit. I mean, the chat, the chat, like Ken Payne, hell no, not trading Dunn.
Yeah, you
Greg
asked
Hughes,
him
no way, not trading Dunn.
Yes, these guys 2 weeks ago, they would trade him in an instant because that's how bad things
I
work.
wouldn't say an instant because at the same time, he wasn't getting playing time. And we all think, I wrote articles on Brightside saying, what the fuck is wrong with Mike Budenholzer? Why are we not playing this young gentleman from the University of Virginia? We don't know what we have. We're wasting an opportunity. And I've been saying this throughout the season. I'm like, we have a disruptor on the bench, and what we're missing is disruption. So play the fucking disruptor. And now that we are, I hate to be a guy who's running around making victory laps, but like this is kind of one of my little victory laps. Like Ryan Dunn should have been getting playing time, and now he's getting it. Also to a little less extent. I think that there's physical capabilities that he will always be limited to. But even like tonight, he was playing against Jared Allen, man. He held his own. That's saying something. No Richards, no Plumlee, and the Suns were kicking the shit out of the Mavs on the boards. Second chance points were even at 18 a pop. The Suns out-rebounded them 46-44. That's saying something when they have Jared Allen and we have Oso Ighodaro, and that's it.
Yeah.
Team
and
rebounding.
Evan Mobley. Yeah.
Yeah, and Evan Mobley. This is a big team. If you remember, if you remember the last time we played this team, what killed us in that game was the fact that they had size and we didn't. It was a bum Nick Richards game. It was the first Nick Richards game after 4 games when we got him and he was playing against subpar competition because we got him right in that stretch where we're at the back end of playing that January schedule in early February. And we're like, fuck, man, maybe Richards ain't it. Oso looked fucking fantastic again tonight, dude. Boris Diaw 2.0 with better rebounding ability, man.
Yeah, this is the first game where I looked at the lineup and when they showed on the screen against the Cavs, who are the best team in the East, and I saw just Booker and Kevin Durant. And I looked at those guys and I was like,
Colin Gillespie done.
But this is the first time even with their lineup fully healthy with what we wanted, I never believed in this team, but this is the first time before the game started where they showed that lineup. I'm like, I have faith in those 2 dudes to get it done. I understand the pieces around them playing hard and just the rookies looking great, but I actually have belief in those guys. This is the first time I thought that. And I think,
but is it because they have those guys around them? Guys who are designed to make them successful?
Yeah, it's that, but we've always had that. It's just,
no, but we haven't been playing.
I never believed in Booker and Kevin Durant this whole year until probably the last week. But tonight is the first time I looked at the lineup. I'm like, I'm not scared. I think this team can beat the Cavs. I cannot say that ever in the last 2 years to be confident in this team to go into a game against the Cavs, the best team in the East, to win a game by just looking at Booker and Durant. Because I've always been on the other side. Remember, I'm always like, Durant and Booker are not better than the other guys on the other side.
Yep.
Tonight's the first time I actually.
That's why we need to build around them. How many starts does Oso Ighodaro have this season?
10.
3. Exactly. 3. That means something.
Because the center doesn't matter. It's like,
no, it mattered tonight.
KD,
it mattered.
I know,
tonight.
But if you have Booker and KD as your best players and those guys feed off of it, you'll be fine.
That's the key, though, is we need to put guys around them who are going to make them more successful. And I will say, I want to give a shout out to Tony A. Carp. He goes, John, please never talk about Scrum Masters on this pod again.
What is that?
It's IT talk. And Greg Hughes, like, look at John dropping coding references. I work in IT now, so it's like I live this world. Scrum Master, dude. Like you have a Scrum. It's Scrum methodology. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's funny because I used to be a hospitality guy and now I'm not. Now I work in the wonderful world of IT.
Yeah, bling bling bling. Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce, yeah, nigga, Rolls Royce.
If you want to talk about guys performing well off the bench, you have one Royce O'Neal, 15 points off the bench, all in the first half, mind you. 15, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. He started 5 of 6. I mean, he's the reason, in my opinion, the Suns built this lead against the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they deployed the zone. And if you watch that game last time we played them, they deployed the zone against the Suns, and the Suns could not crack it. And what killed us in that game was the fact that the first quarter, or the second quarter and the third quarter, they came out and just demolished Phoenix. I think they started like on a 13-0 run to start the second. And then the Suns kind of got back in it. Maybe it was the fourth quarter where it's like the Suns kind of got all the way back against the Cavs. And then they put on like another 11-0 run against us. And if you look at the final score, and I don't have it in front of me, in fact, maybe I do. The final score against the Cleveland Cavaliers last time we played them was 118-92. Jesus Christ. We lost by a ton. It was like 20-something points. But if you looked at it, the beginning of the second and the beginning of the fourth, we were as a team like a negative 18. So if we hadn't had shit, if Maya had balls, she'd be my uncle kind of thing. But Royce O'Neal in that game was 0 of 3 from beyond the arc in 22 minutes. As I mentioned, in this game, he goes off, he scores 15 points all in the first quarter or the first half, but he plays 22 minutes this time, but he's 5 of 8. He has 5 rebounds because everybody on this team contributed to the rebounding. The disruption on rebounding is what's making a difference in this team right now. He had a couple assists. Royce O'Neal, he looked fantastic, and I feel like it's going in every time right now. He's on one of those little micro heaters that Royce O'Neal kind of goes on, right, Matthew?
Yeah, because there's not a lot of pressure to do anything else. I think the hard part about looking at the Suns the last 2 years is they've been putting guys in really weird positions on the floor to ask too much from them. And it's kind of led to, like, obviously when Royce kind of drives to the hole, he kind of loses the ball, right? He's doing too much, trying to maneuver in the lane, trying to find a guy in the corner or whatever from 3. That's not his game. I think right now, we pointed out all season long, like, he's just a 3-point shooter, which he can get really hot and really quick. But the fact that the defense and the Cavs and a lot of these teams maybe going forward when they are playing against the Suns, where our offense is just kind of just nuts at times, where they're moving the ball well and everyone's really filling their roles. Royce is more confident in himself, and he can just kind of be more relaxed. Like, the fact that we're on edge with every shot earlier on this season to go in to even have a chance to keep games close. Now that that's maybe gone, if we can keep teams away by 10 points, you can just come out there and cruise, you know what I mean? Or put them away, you know what I mean? Like, kind of get that lead. Then it helps him out because he's just that knockdown 3-point shooter right now. And that's what we need, right? When Grayson Allen and Beal come back, they should be guys that are just like Royce O'Neal. Just come in, just knock down threes, get hot, and just win us a game.
Take turns, right? I mean,
that's what I want.
You need that ancillary offense to come in off the bench and to play productive. And Royce O'Neal's been feeling that, it has been scratching that itch as of late.
It just really quick. So I asked for another drink, and I'm not sexist.
Are you being served?
No, my
drinks.
I was out, and I just asked her, "Hey, can you bring me up another one?" And she brought it up. I took it. I'm like, whew, and she texted me. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't put any water in it, so it's just pure vodka."
Just chug it. Just chug it, man. We got 10 minutes left in the pod. Have a good time.
No, I don't want
I'm a bottle deep. I have nothing more. And like, my wife's making dog food right now, so I can't ask her.
She's making dog food.
She is. She's like chopping fucking sweet potatoes for Brooklyn and Laney.
Moist.
David Jafansky, Jenko Jakovsky. David Jakovsky. There we go. I got it. I think I got it. Do we keep the same rotation when Beal, Allen, and Richards are healthy? That is a fantastic question. Thank you, David, for joining.
Really good question.
For donating, $5 to our super chat. Again, everyone who's here, thank you for
my brother's name
supporting the pod. Click like if you're here. Again, it helps support what we do night in, night out. I mean, we're here every fucking night for you guys. So.
You think that's my brother, David jank off the
I
sky?
highly doubt it, dude.
Because he's kind of religious, so he janks off to the sky.
Yeah,
I love God, but yeah.
yeah, but Dave, your brother would never support us in any capacity.
No,
All he does is
like,
give us
"Yeah,
shit.
suck." Right.
But what do you think? Same rotation when Beal, Allen, and Richards are healthy.
I mean, same answer before. It was like, I look at that lineup. I love Booker and Katie, trust them, and I always want to see Colin Gillespie there. I just want to the rest of the year. I don't want to see anything.
And why is that?
It's because it looks good. It's because I trust it, dude.
Why do you trust it?
Because Colin Gillespie's all business. The one thing about Beal that I can't stand, just seems like a fucking show out there. Gillespie's just like, oh, made a play. I'm going back to the huddle. I'm sitting there like, I don't fucking care. That's a Booker, dude. Beal, Allen, and Richards. Richards, you can swap back into the center's position. I don't care. But Beal and Allen coming off the bench in the playoffs, like, fuck, man. Those guys can get hot. Man, the way this starting line is playing, just keep it as it is, right? You can probably put Richards there, right? Are you okay with putting Richards back in the starting lineup?
Yeah, the way I look at this, and this is a great question. You know, if Beal, Allen, and Richards are healthy, given the fact that they've been injured, Richards has been playing off and on, Beal's been injured, and Allen has been injured for quite some time now. Do you put them back in and disrupt what you have right now? I think you have to be strategic, in all honesty. I think that Richards is a start because obviously Oso Ighodaro can't play 44 minutes a fucking night. He would be a fantastic guy to come in off the bench. And although size is his challenge, we saw it against Jared Allen tonight, technique is his strength. And so due to his technique, due to his disruption on the board, he doesn't make it easy for opposing centers and power forwards to get boards. And why that's important is that when you have people out there like Mason Plumlee, who, by the way, was up at the suite level at the last game. I didn't tell you about this, but as I was finally walking out after writing the articles, you know how you go down the stairs to exit? I was walking right behind Mason Plumlee the whole time in street clothes because he wasn't playing. But Mason Plumlee...
Oh, really? He was going down that way?
Yeah, he was up at the suite level. I think he was on suite level A, and media's on B.
Oh, nice. How did that look?
I was looking at the shoes. He was wearing Air Force. He was wearing Jordan 1s. He had some gray Jordan 1s, the same one that David Fisdale was wearing.
You were looking at the shoes, not the butt?
Always the shoes, bro. Always the shoes. But with Mason Plumlee, he lacks this athleticism that allows him to provide disruption on defensive rebounds. And when that happens, or on offensive rebounds, and when that happens, the opposing team gets defensive rebounds. They can get the ball out quickly in transition, and that leads to easy points for the opposition. Whereas, like, Oso Ighodaro doesn't do that. So you keep Oso Ighodaro. Allen and Beal, I feel like Beal's a $50 million guy. You're going to fucking play him eventually. But I think that you use the middle parts of the game to feel out how they're playing, right? And Bill Simmons talked about this. I don't know if you listened to the most recent one. Luka Doncic, exactly. Luka Doncic at the beginning of every game feels out the opposition, and based on how the opposition's playing him, he decides how he wants to fucking dissect you. Is he going to beat you with points? Is he going to beat you with the rebounds? Is he going to beat you with the assists? I think you do the same thing with kind of Beal and Allen in the middle, second and third quarter. And if they're not playing well, you default to what we saw tonight and what we've seen winning over these past few games in that fourth quarter. The lockdown, we're going to play fucking defense, is Colin Gillespie's out there, Ryan Dunn's out there, Devin Booker's out there, Kevin Durant's out there, and then you can go Richards and Ighodaro as appropriate.
I couldn't agree more. And the fact that you have Royce O'Neal, you have Tyus Jones right now, who I kind of just put in the class of 3-point shooter, knockdown 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he's kind of the Allen role right now.
Yeah,
right?
I mean
he's had the Duke guy. He stands in the corner.
Yeah, he had the 2 assists, and like he's not a guy right now you count on to like be like, hey, maybe when Beal comes back, they can play like the 1 and 2, like just get things going off the bench. I just think you have guys that can come in, stand around the perimeter, just knock down shots. Because I think we talked a lot about Oso tonight, a lot of minutes played, but also it's like the Cavs got caught off guard by like there's just knockdown shooters everywhere. Like they're just like so flustered. We're like, oh fuck, we gotta cover this guy out there in the perimeter. You know what I mean?
Well,
so it leaves a lot of the paint wide open for these guys to kind of take over. And I think Beal and the way that actually Allen has played this year of just being a 3-point shooter, it's just do it. But Allen has been kind of trying to maneuver the ball, but it's too late, too little, too late, too titty littles, too late. You just got to keep going with this lineup and just have them come in and fill in the spacing.
And again, it comes down to the basic philosophy of why this team's been successful is not their 3-point shooting, not the fact they have knocked down 3-point shooters. They do. They've had these guys all season. This team is what, second best 3-point shooting team in the entire league right now?
Did you know that? When they showed that stat, like, what?
Yeah, I did. Fuck? I did because I live on NBA.com on the
I know,
stats.
but
I mine data all day long.
But
in my Scrum methodology.
That blew my mind. I'm serious. It just did. I had no idea.
But it comes down.
I think they just made that up for this.
It comes down to the philosophy to me. It's defense. And
it's always been defense, right?
But that's been the challenge with this team and what we've seen recently.
The defense? Who do you think?
Right now?
Who's the leader? Obviously, Ryan Dunn's our best.
Ryan Dunn, Kevin Durant's been playing amazing defense.
I think you hear Booker yell out, "Close out!" That one time they gave it that 1-3.
I did. Yeah,
so close out, and it was like I heard it. I'm like, that's the leader of our defense. I really think Booker is.
You're not wrong. Sides. You're not wrong. It's his team, man.
Oh, isn't that awesome though? Like the one half, I wanted him to come back and it was against
this whole team. Awesome right now. Let's just
to come back against the Lakers and close them out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, dude.
That fucking Lakers game.
Yeah,
if it hadn't been for that Lakers game, it would have been really shitty right now.
Yeah.
Real quick, what else do you have in your notes?
I enjoyed the game, so I didn't really. I took some notes, and just really quick.
Please.
So Cody Martin, I really think is obviously he's a connector in different ways. We would think of
defensive connector.
Which, yeah, that's where I was going. He's like a defensive connector, but also his rebounding, man. It's like fuck you. Like he's like I'm getting this. Like Ryan Dunn has the long arms, but Cody Martin like seeks out everything, and he's like the fucking like grunt, just like jumping on a grenade for everybody. He's like, I want to go in there and win this one for the team. It's like, I haven't seen that all season. Thank you so much. Like, I think we owe this season a lot to Colin Gillespie and Cody Martin for just showing this team what a true edge means and just a care means to this whole organization. Like, they turned things around, and it was up to Booker and KD to actually look in the mirror. So
it's kind of like, remember a couple seasons ago when we got TJ Warren and Terrence Ross, right? Like TJ Ross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like now we have Colin Gillespie and Cody Martin, Coco. The Coco boys. Man, something's brewing there.
Coco's, dude.
But you're 100% right. Like, because offensively, he's been pretty much ass since he came to Phoenix. He was 1 of 5 tonight, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. And that's he entered the game tonight shooting 14% from beyond the arc for Phoenix. I'm talking about Cody Martin.
Yeah.
He entered the game tonight shooting 14% from beyond the arc. He was 1 of 7, and now he's 1 of 11 this season since joining the Suns. This is his 4th game, Jamsters. He had 4 points tonight, but he had 6 rebounds. He had 2 steals.
2 offensive.
He had a block shot. You know, and you look on prior to this game, in his first 3 games with the Suns, he had 6 steals, 2 blocks, 2 charges taken. So he's one of those ancillary guys who I'm afraid if like Grayson Allen returns that like they cut into the Cody Martin, because Cody Martin, if you put him out there, you have to cover this guy, right? Like he's not an offensive guy, but you put him out there with productive offensive players, he's going to do exactly what you said. He's the defensive connector, you know. And again, like I said about Colin Gillespie, he's going to need a drop. But he's also somebody, when I see him coming to the game, I'm like, sweet, dude, Cody Martin's coming to the game, dude. He's going to fuck some shit up.
Yes.
You know, like that's what I want. I don't need every guy to come in off the bench like, dude, can't wait for that guy to hit a 3. Because that's what the Suns have had all seasons.
I know.
We've had guys who can hit 3s all season, but we can't stop guys on the other end, so it doesn't fucking matter. Fucking season. That's what's been driving us crazy. It's like, dude, fucking Tyus Jones, 3 of 6 off the bench from beyond the arc tonight, but he was a negative 17 because defensively the team is butthole.
Well, dude, like, we didn't want it. I wanted someone like a Patrick Beverley to come in here as a buyout or something like that. Well, this guy he's not Patrick Beverley, but he's an annoyance. He's like an Alvarado, but you know, just not as annoying and just in the difference between Alvarado and like Patrick Beverley and Cody Martin is Cody Martin fucks shit up during the play. Like those guys do it after the play, and you know they're constant irritants. Well, you can tell like he's so excited to be like on ball, ready to like either put himself in position to draw the offensive foul, or just like tip a ball, just get in there for the rebound. Like he's so excited, like, oh, there's the ball, like I'm gonna go get the ball. Like
hell yeah,
he just is so attached to that,
and we need that.
We've needed
rebounding.
Seen. Yeah, and he wants to be seen by everybody, and I love that. Did you hit the desk again, dude?
Yeah, I keep hitting my dad. Like, why is my camera being so fucking sensitive, man? It's
I
like,
don't know, man, dude. Is little Kevin Durant up there?
yeah, it's like I got
Sorry,
a Kevin
might be.
Durant. Sorry, might be. I got a
Drake-
Kevin Durant camera out here.
2 points.
But that being said, it makes you start to wonder. And again, this is not something we need to answer tonight. But like whether or not we keep Cody Martin next year, because he makes like 7.1 million next year. Like we'll waive Vasa Micic, but like now we're starting to enter that zone of like, do we hold on to Cody Martin? So don't need an answer to that. Yeah. But let's do this.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
Remember last year when we gave a shit and we wore disguises?
Well, thanks a lot, Suns. Now we have to actually bring that back and start doing it because they fucking care.
Yeah, it's fair. Very fair.
They didn't care, so we didn't care. Well, you know what sucks is like that's our thing, obviously, and no other podcast does this shit, but we gotta start giving a fuck again, dude. So many people unsubscribe to our podcast.
I know, because Batman wasn't here. Well, here you go. I am Batman. Where is she? I was in Cleveland tonight. Believe land on the subreddit for the opposing team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, granted, a lot of what they were saying was very much, oh, we've lost 4 in a row. Oh, we fucking suck. Oh, we're the best team in the NBA and we fucking suck. They were like the Phoenix Suns, in 20 and 21/22, and we won 64 games. Although I think we all accepted it. But here's what they had to say. I gotta say, Phoenix has themselves a nice, clean score bug.
Do you appreciate our score bug?
That's tough. I like what they've done over there. I don't know.
I love our score bug. It's simple.
I think it's good. You know who I like is who's I watching? Wow, there's not much of them, but yeah, I think it's good. I don't know. It's fine.
I like it. Obviously,
I like what they did with like the mountains and stuff like that too, in between commercials and all this shit. I think that looks pretty clean.
Yeah, but like the little score bug that shows the score during the game. I mean, obviously, I've been fucking with graphics recently. If you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast and you look at the graphic of this podcast, I've changed it. I've gone to what I'm probably going to start doing next year because I like the way it looks.
Wait, did you change it for today?
I did.
Oh, I didn't notice. What did you change about it?
I got Donovan Mitchell, and I want to say KD on this one. No, that's if
score bug. I was thinking this. Sorry, dude.
But is this score bug different?
It is the lettering or the
exactly
numbers.
The font is different.
But the actual like thumbnail, that's fucking great. That's gonna turn the season around.
Thank you. Thank you for going to the Cavs podcast and forcing me to do it because I wasn't going to do it till next season. But yes, if you're looking below, see this right here. Do you know what font that is? That is the official NBA font that they use.
Font.
Yep.
Oh, because I tried to find it because I was doing some other shit for the playoffs and stuff, and I was looking up the NBA font, and it came. Is that the one?
Yeah, it's called Action Next. If you go, you're a credential member of the media. Do you ever go to media.nba.com or whatever, like the media site that's got all the head? You know how I do thumbnails and logos and all that? There's this whole site that the NBA lets you access if you're a media member. That's where I find all this stuff.
To Yahoo. Who the fuck does anybody use
Yahoo? I go to Netscape Navigator.
Yahoo. Does anybody use Yahoo anymore out there?
I don't. I have a Yahoo email address. I haven't checked it in like
it comes up automatically.
Years.
You have to Google. So yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's because you have to change your security settings. If you click the 3 ellipses up in the top left hand corner, Yahoo's the secure search. So you get out of the secure search. IT stuff. Back to the subreddit stakeout. Suns have been lukewarm all season, but the Cavs make them look like all-stars. This is actually a good one. Quick question. How's your bracket doing?
I didn't do one this year.
Yeah, of course
you know didn't. What? Every time I'm driving to somewhere, I regret it because I drove by Phillies today. Everyone was there. So I'm like, fuck, dude, why did I not do a bracket?
Yeah, I haven't checked.
I just didn't. I'm sorry. I was just not...
I don't watch college basketball, but I still fill one out. And I
know, it's fun.
I will say that I have Alabama winning over They beat Houston in the Final Four to play
Virginia?
Michigan State, who beats somebody else. But that being said,
wait. Did you request yesterday off?
yesterday.
Yeah, because don't you usually like have the day off? You said like.
Well,
for
normally I
March
do
Madness?
today. I would have.
okay.
I was planning on PTOing today and watching college basketball all day, but I recently had a RIP to Aunt Judy.
Oh.
My godmother passed away, so I decided to use that
sorry. I mean,
that
I'm
P.
laughing.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
No,
I decided I decided to use that PTO day in a couple Mondays, so I can go to her funeral.
I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
Jeez,
I mean, she's old.
Yeah,
You know, all the voidas, they're starting to
Cheers.
croak. You know,
Cheers
cheers
to the
to
voidas.
cheers
Leave me
to
with the one.
Aunt Judy. Yes, U of A saw us in the class. Did UA win? They fucking crushed. Akron. Beat the. I don't know if they broke 100 points, but man, who? But RIP Aunt Judy, man, loved her. Here's another. But speaking of March Madness,
Neither Ohio State or Connor Gillespie are in the tournament this year, but I still got to watch that twerp cook a basketball team from Ohio during March Madness.
because
Nice.
Colin Gillespie, where Colin Gillespie go to college? I know that. I know you don't know that.
I don't know.
But they beat Ohio State somewhere. Anyways,
The Suns' big man showing incredible
Villanova.
motor on
Villanova. He's Villanova.
Villanova, sorry.
Yeah, they beat Ohio
Villanova.
State a couple years ago in the tourney, so that guy's feelings were hurt.
Cheers to that.
The Suns' big man shows incredible motor on the offensive boards. I wish more of our guys play like that.
Look at that. Oso Ighodaro getting some love from the Cavs.
So what is that? So I don't know, man, because a lot of people were out on Jared Allen last year. So who knows?
Jared Allen's fucking fantastic, but
He is.
Oso Ighodaro is a technically sound center who's
IQ.
great at positioning. That's a great fucking shirt you're wearing, by the way.
Oh, the Ace Ventura.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Target, baby.
Dude,
Or Scrapper
Target
Tees.
for the win.
But this is a good one.
Is OKC better than us?
And somebody responded with one of my favorite comments of the year. This will make, I don't know if you know this, but I've been saving subreddit stakeout comments. So at the end of the year, I'm just literally, we'll do like a subreddit stakeout short.
Top 10.
Yeah, no, it'll be like top 50 or whatever, or top 25.
Yeah.
But this is a great response.
Is OKC better than us? Does the Pope shit in the woods?
The Pope?
So that means yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, just really quick, who do you
please.
think will win, or who do you think is going to the championship?
right now, today, you
I
asked me
can't-
March
I can't-
20, 30.
I have no
21st.
idea. It could be anybody. It could be.
I'll tell you who I think.
the
I
T-Wolves?
know who I think is going to win the championship. I've thought this for 2 months. The Boston
Grizzlies?
Celtics, man. The Boston Celtics are fucking sick.
Yeah.
We're going to see them twice in the next 10 or 9 games. I'm going to tell you.
If he's healthy, because I keep hearing Bill Simmons talk about that.
Yeah, but the thing about Boston right now, and like one of my coworkers is a Boston fan, so I talked to him he's a Suns fan, so like, you know, he'll talk, and he watches the Suns and the Celtics, so like it's good basketball conversation. I love him when he comes to my office, and if he ever watches this, and I'm wearing a fucking Batman mask.
He probably doesn't. He's like, yeah, I watched the pod.
No one does. It's cool. Nor do I want them to.
Well,
Separation of
7
church
people
and
so
state.
someone has to be there.
The thing about Boston is what they've been doing for the past month and will continue to do for the next month is they're just resting their guys. Like a couple nights ago, they rest both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The rest Porzingis. That team is the Warriors of 10 years ago, but a much better defense. They can shoot the shit out of the three, and they play amazing defense. And that's what that Warriors team was so good at. The Warriors team that won those championships consistently was the Phoenix Suns team of 10 years ago, who played amazing offense, played with pace, but also, you know what they did? They played defense.
Yeah.
And like, this is the next version of that. And they were great last season in the playoffs. Obviously, every Boston fan you talk to, Bill Simmons included, you know, Jeremiah Scott included, is going to be scared of the Cleveland Cavaliers because you're supposed to be scared of somebody. Somebody's got to be the boogeyman. Somebody you have to look over your shoulder for. But at the end of the day, there's a confidence because when you have guys like Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench and scoring fucking 40 points, when their rookie the next great left-handed white guy that they got there in Boston, comes off the bench and scores a ton. Like, they're foundationally set for this season and probably a couple more. What do you think?
So I'm gonna go here. So just really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and just put my stamp on it. Where I think I'm still rolling with this. I think the Memphis Grizzlies. Listen,
Jesus Christ, they still play basketball?
just listen. All right.
Listening.
So last year, who Anthony Edwards. I said this is his come out playoff, and
he came out, dude. He got like 9 girls pregnant.
He's fucking 9.5. And I think the fact
is
that
an abortion a half? Like, that's fucking.
I think Ja can take it to the next level. But what I'm really predicting is I'm really buying into this Lakers team. I really think it's gonna be a Lakers Celtics finals. I think it's there.
Adam Silver wants that so bad.
That's what they wanted, but I know LeBron's out right now, but he's just resting.
Oh, 100%. He's doing what Boston's doing.
And I
He's
think
resting.
I think it's gonna be one of those. But yeah, I'm a big believer in Boston. And that's why I always hate to listen to Bill Simmons when he's talking about the Boston Celtics falling off. I'm like, dude, just chill out. Like, they're fine. And
it's like the Cavs tonight, they'll be fine. Right? It's like the Cavs tonight, man. They're biding their time.
Just let you guys know, Memphis is still my dark horse pick.
Okay,
so.
Heard. All right.
We got some super chats.
Yeah, real quick, Ken Payne, a $9.99 super sticker. Thank you for that, Ken. I appreciate that. And then we got a $20 one from Conman522. I've never seen that name, man. Truly appreciate that, dude. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
It says, great team win tonight. Thank you guys for all the funs and laughs this season. Please spend this on more vodka and Ace Ventura shirts, and RIP to Aunt Judy. Man, that hits, man. Thank you.
That just sums up our podcast,
dude.
Thanks for all the funs and laughs. Yeah,
as I sit here and read that with a Batman mask on,
more vodka. Yeah,
more vodka, more Ace Ventura shirts. R.I.P. Aunt Judy.
Lived a good life.
And by the way, my Aunt Judy, veteran. I mean, we'll be burying her like a mile up the road, man. She's
Where at?
Nate. The National Cemetery is right next to my house. It's where my grandmother, grandfather, and now Aunt Judy.
I pass by one on the way to work every day. I'm like, oh,
a cemetery, not the national fucking military one.
No, it's just a cemetery, and people.
A random one. You're like, that one?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
that
just like, one day?
All right, I got two. I got two more fucking subreddit stakeouts. Dog shit Mitchell and Darius Garbage, worst backcourt in the league. You guys have the best team in the league, and there's like fucking dog shit Mitchell. They played like shit tonight.
It's over.
One thing I did notice, both of them were foul hunting like motherfuckers tonight and did not get the call. And I love that because it would have been a different game if they were getting the calls. They were doing the herky jerky. Darius Garland's got a great hesitation move. One of the best hesitation moves I've seen in the league all year. His hesitations are fantastic and caught defenders off guard, but they shouldn't be fouls where he's creating the contact, and they didn't call him tonight. There was 14 free throws by the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight and only 8 by Phoenix. And I love to see that, man. This is a free-flowing basketball game. I did too.
I think that I almost fell for them, but I'm like, thank you, Russ, for just kind of going to the Suns' way. Because you know what? They weren't fouls. They weren't, but he makes you believe they're fouls. But I'm like, it's not a foul. So, but they did call some for in their favor.
They did.
I'm like,
they did.
You know what I mean? They kind of what are they?
14 to 8.
14 free throw attempts to 8. Yeah, what a fucking game.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And that's why it ended like 20 minutes early from normal game. Because
that's why we're going fucking 20 minutes over.
Keep doing it, guys.
And the last comment I had in the subreddit stakeout. I have to find it. No way we're losing to this team if we still had Niang. Every team has that. It's like, if this guy was playing.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
All right, real quick, want to get some more comments here. It's funny because we do so many solo pods these days. Like, we don't even ask our podcasting friends anymore. Like, hey, Suns Geek. Hey, Aussie Suns fans.
Why do you think that is? I kind of like doing the solo pods.
I like this. That's what it is. I like sitting here and interacting with the chat versus being like, no offense to like Gavin.
No, I like
Boyd or Justin or Suns Geek or anybody or Jay Joyce. Like, the nice thing is you don't have to host. You can just talk.
It's
talk
like
about the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like, can we be Colin Cowherd? Can we just do?
Can we be Ryan Russillo at the beginning of his pods. That's what I like.
Yeah, the more and more I listen to him, like, yeah, it's possible.
All right, real quick, I see this. Seth Logan Hopkins, who again gave us a super chat earlier, so thank you for that. He goes, guys, for real. In 1989, internet, we did GTs, get-togethers, for people to meet in real life. Can we get it together and meet up?
Wait, where do you live?
Yeah, Seth, where do you live? We talked about it earlier. Like Gavin from the Aussie Suns fan podcast is coming into Phoenix the front end of April. And I'm pretty sure there's like a Sunday in there where he's already asking in our chats, like, what are we doing? The Kings game, because the Kings is a road game. He's like, we should do a get together. And I think it's like a Sunday. So maybe we should just do a get together. And that could be one. Wouldn't it be funny? I think it's the last. Is that the last game of the season? I think it is. Like, we just don't do a pod. We just, or like, it's the last game. We play San Antonio and then them. San Antonio is the last home game. Maybe we just don't do a pod and we just do a get together somewhere. So, sounds right. Is that a Sunday?
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, it is, because it's a week before Easter. Easter is the 20th. It's 420, man. I'm gonna get roasted and eat some Easter eggs and some fucking peeps.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do. I'll just request the next day off.
There you go.
Jam star of the game.
All right, Jamsters, subscribe, rate, and review. If you're listening to this podcast and you happen to be on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and leave us a review. Like, type in 5 stars and then type in a review, and we'll read it right here on the pod. Like Suns Nerd did 6 days ago, gave us 5 stars and says, I love John. I love Matthew. I love Jam. I love Jam. Thank you for writing that review, Suns Nerd. Truly, truly appreciate it. You and Sunskeep should hang out sometime.
No one's ever told me they loved him. Love me, I mean. So he's so much.
Absolutely love it. So if you get a chance to do so, if you happen to be watching this podcast, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Matthew, who give the Jam star to tonight?
All right, so KD, great game. All right, you're already probably sleeping with 8 chicks right now. I'm gonna give it to Oso Edoro for playing that.
Dude, Maya's gonna fucking kill you if she didn't leave 30 minutes
44
ago.
minutes though, and just holding his own. But I'm telling you what, No. I'm going to give it to KD, because I already told you earlier. I looked at that lineup and I had confidence in you, Kevin Durant and Booker, to get this win. And you guys did that. And also had to play the 44 minutes. But you know what? Whenever somebody stays overtime or stays late in the day, I'm like, fuck those guys. I have a life. So I'm going to say go ahead to Kevin Durant with 38 minutes and a fucking killer game. I love you, Kevin Durant.
Dude, Kevin Durant is the Jam star, no doubt about it, from David Ray. Booker, no question, from Saul. We even talked about Booker. He didn't even get a drop.
Booker's making me sweaty, dude. His game right now. I can't believe it's here.
It's
here.
Good.
This is his next level.
Yeah.
This is the next.
Well,
book.
But it needs no. It's not next level. It's on the path. We've seen it from him before. How many times has Devin Booker scored over 40 points this season, Matthew?
4 times.
4 times. Okay,
but
so
I don't care about
next level. If he's on the path to next, I need to see more consistency. Is my answer.
But Booker's like, he's a scorer, but he needs to be like a Jimmy Butler type too. And I think he's
agreed. That's what made him great on the Olympic team, right? He was the Jimmy Butler of the Olympic team. That sounds like an article you need to write for Bright Side of the Sun.
I know, but
that's
like,
an easy one. I just bump set. You just need to spike that motherfucker home, dude. We got 2 days of no games for content.
He's already there.
Write it. Talking to your phone tonight after you've had another vodka, and then just make it look pretty. Katie from Juan Carlos Arenada says Katie and a close second, Ryan Dunn. Michael Kolb said that'd be awesome. 420. We don't play on 420. That's when Easter is, my friend. We play on 413. Saul met Katie. Ha ha ha. Katie or Dunn from Greg in the chat. We also have Katie from Seth. My Jam Star is Katie from Kiko. Ken Payne says Katie. Trash Panda 42 from KD. He doesn't say that he's a Jam Star. He just lets us know the stats. Katie is our Jam Star tonight from Tony Carp. Maya B is still here. She says my Jam Star is Easy Money Sniper. Y'all see his new commercial with I Show Speed. I haven't. Not on that Twitter feed. Batman. Love the new guys. KD crushed. I'm with everybody else. It's Kevin, Wayne, Durant tonight.
Seth Logan Hogman says, I hate myself for questioning KD because he delivered every time. Listen, winning cures everything, but I'm telling you, it takes a true
bingo. That's all you need to say.
All right.
Winning cures everything. Everything looks better with winning around it, right? Kevin Durant's had some great games, but the team has lost. And sometimes it's because of him, sometimes because of the support around him. And that's why I believe Kevin Durant, Devin Booker need to support those guys moving forward. Maya B says, Matthew, shut up.
All right, Katie. Love you.
Love you, Katie. All right. Next up for the Phoenix Suns, we have the weekend off. And then Monday we play the Milwaukee Bucks at home.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bring it on. I don't know what to expect from this. I honestly don't. Like, I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks, like for all the reasons you said earlier, about the Suns playing a Cavs team, and I said it too. The Suns playing a Cavs team that is at the back end of their season. They're 5.5 games up in first right now, with like 11 games to go. They're just trying to get to the fucking playoffs and stay healthy right now. They don't have that dog, that edge that made them the team that they are. They're 4 games away from winning 60 games. They're fine and dandy. They didn't need the win like the Suns need the win. Milwaukee, however, is fighting in the middle of the Eastern Conference standings. It's them. It's Indiana. Detroit lost tonight. They lost to the fucking Mavericks. Lost,
but they'll be.
They lost to the Mavericks, by the way. We're still tied for the 10th seed because the Mavericks fucking won. Yeah. But so they're fighting. So this should be a different team we see. Is there anything you're looking for? You will be at the PHX Arena.
Yeah, I'll be in the room.
I'll be live by myself unless any one of our podcasting buddies is listening to this and has made it an hour and 20 minutes into it and it goes, you know what, Voida, I'm going to DM you and I'm going to say, yes, I can come on Monday. That's the only, you ask me, I'm not asking you on this.
Ask us from now on. But the Bucks are winnable. Listen. Are the Knicks winnable? The Pacers, the Bucks, the Pistons, Hawks, they're all winnable right now. The Celtics and the Cavaliers, the only Eastern Conference teams.
Well, we're not playing any of those teams.
I'm just saying, we play the winnable right now. With the way the Suns are playing, it's winnable. Unless you're playing those two teams, we beat one of them. But right now, the Bucks, the Pacers, the Knicks, those are teams that are out in the East. I know it's a fun East with the Pistons looking good and the Hawks and the Magic and the Bulls all suck. So you have the top 6 teams that look pretty decent that you might want to watch this playoffs time. But I'm telling you right now, like the Suns can beat any of those guys right now, any of those teams with the way they're playing right now. I'm going to say another Suns win. I think this home stand is going to be fucking huge. They're going to go undefeated, and I think that. I think that it's. Just... All right, moving on.
Well, we'll see. I don't know what to expect. All I know is Suns fans tune in on Monday, see what the Suns can do, see if they can go out and beat the Milwaukee Bucks, and can beat Giannis. And if you're at the arena just for fun, fucking count. Even though it didn't work in the finals. 1, 2, 3, 17, 18, 37.
Just show up. I think the Suns win this game by like 12 points. It's going to be like a game like this. I feel like they really kind of dominate. And in the Celtics game, I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think I'm serious.
I'm looking forward to that Celtics game, man.
The way that Booker's turned it on, I'm not going to give up on this. He's like, this is my city. I'm an elite superstar. I'm taking over this fucking.
Dude, I love that you're so behind Devin Booker, and he was like 7 of 17 from the field and had 17 points tonight.
But I'm telling you, I don't care about the. I didn't even know KD had 40 plus points. I know he played a incredible game. I'm watching the game and I'm looking at the dudes on the court that believe in one guy, and that's Devin Booker. So.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see on Monday. Jamsters, thanks for hanging out for us on this long, extended Suns Jam Session podcast. Have a bottle of wine. Enjoy your weekend. And Matthew, tell them what to do.
Go home, love your family.
Hey, you're listening to the Suns Jam Session podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.